One of the biggest encounters that could possibly happen in JJK that's currently getting ready to unfold. The King of Curses Sukuna versus Yuta and the Queen of Curses Rika. The versus Yuta versus Yuji took place, and at the end of their fight, Rika grabs Yuji and Yuta stabs him in the heart. Sukuna was seen having two expressions, shock and then delight. A lot of people, especially at the time, would wonder who will win between a 15-finger Sukuna versus a new Yuta and Rika. Yuta is looked at as the last hope because he's the only special grade sorcerer left alive at this point. Although compared to the other special grade sorcerers, he won't be fighting alone. Rika has noticeably become much bigger than the last time that we've seen her. This could be due to the 1 month of training and preparing they had. But let's just say this matchup is in a 1v1 setting, just to make it interesting. It's the first time since Mimicry that Sukuna is fighting a sorcerer who uses another being in their fights, whether it be another curse or a Shikigami. Sukuna versus Rika isn't all that compelling because Sukuna is just way stronger than Rika in every way possible. But with Yuta, there's a couple things that can come into play. First being the Mimicry. It's already hinted and speculated that Rika needs to eat or absorb the curse energy or body part in order to copy that curse technique. There's a possibility that Rika might have eaten something from Kenjaku, thus copying possibly a curse period manipulation or gravity. I don't think he really absorbed curse period manipulation because if you really think about it, how can he really use all the curses in there if he absorbs just the technique? I'm not really sure if all the curses would then turn to Yuta's, so I don't really think he would even need that. Although the gravity system would definitely come in clutch. But I'm just going to assume he didn't really eat anything from Kenjaku. If he copied anything, it would have been within that month where they were preparing. If he acquired anything new, I would like to see the Fester Blade reappear, especially as life and death is a core theme for JJK, and the Blade Returner will be a clever callback to that. Adding the little cockroaches as extra damage chipping away at Sukuna will be useful, as it will make Sukuna have to waste time getting rid of him with his already weak output in RCT. Now what really would have made Yuta an even bigger monster was if he absorbed Ryu's curse technique, but that would be a bit much, and I think Yuta would be much in favor of winning that battle in this case, with Sukuna being much weaker than he was when he was fighting Gojo. Of course, his domain expansion has been a big question mark as we never got to see it. I think it's safe to say it's going to be in a way similar to Kenjaku's, where every curse technique that Yuta has copied is casted as the Sir hit and kind of releases like a big blast per se in the domain. I personally think it would be clever if Yuta could make the curse techniques kind of operate in a formation rather than just an all-out blast, but neither here nor there. Sukuna will obviously win this fight, as taking out Rika is definitely major and something Sukuna would have to do ASAP. Yuta provides great curse energy reinforcement so he can tank hits better than 90% of the people on the battlefield right now. Unfortunately for the Yuta stands out there that think he's the second coming of God, Yuta teaming up with Yuji and the others is the best way for him to handle Sukuna going forward. The Yuji and Yuta team up has been a long time coming, especially right now with Yuji's new buffs and learning RCT in only 1 month and still figuring out what the hell those arms are really capable of. Not to mention Yuji is the perfect tag team partner for a lot of people, and Yuta is no different, as Yuji fighting wise doesn't interfere with anything Yuta can do, and Yuta on the other hand can activate his 5-minute Mimicry gauntlet, and most of the techniques that he's copied don't really have like a huge wide range of effect that can damage innocent people. And we're definitely getting a triple team up on Sukuna. That's going to be our moment for sure. Yuta, Yuji, and Rika are going to have their best Hardy Boys and leader impression. Kusakabe, Ino, and I'm assuming Choso is still there. I'm not sure if it even would be a good thing if they tried to get in too much, as they could really just get in the way. I think it's best that they continue doing what they've been doing, just kind of looking for openings where Yuji and Yuta can't attack at the moment and kind of catch Sukuna off guard. But even then, that's still a huge risk that they're taking. Now, Yuta's domain expansion can be a game changer because Sukuna can't use his domain due to the fight with Gojo. At least that's what we're assuming, because the Gojo fight, in terms of the story, only took place maybe about 7, 8, 9, 10 minutes ago. So it's not that long ago that he had that battle, and his output is still not as great as it was. And if he did try his domain, he might fry his brain again. So we really won't officially know until Yuta uses his domain. But regardless of the domain, Sukuna has the best curse energy efficiency, so with the use of domain amplification and maybe a simple domain, the chance that he will find a way to survive is there. Speaking of survival though, is this the time that Yuta goes to the big Africa in the sky? I got a gut feeling that it probably is, because rarely does a powerful combatant fight Sukuna and live to tell the tale. I'm still a little upset we didn't get the Yuta versus Kenjaku battle that I really wanted. But it is what it is at this point. I'll let it marinate for a while, but over time, if we don't get it, it's gonna be a miss. But let's not overlook things. There is a clash of themes here with Yuta and Sukuna. Yuta is a character that is all encompassed around the word love, and we jokingly call the final movie used against Geto as a love being, as it's combined curse energy of Rika and Yuta. Meanwhile, you have Sukuna here, who doesn't need anyone else to fulfill a desire that he wants or has, at least that's what he thinks. And as said before, love means absolutely nothing to him, as it's worthless. So in nature, Yuta and Sukuna are polar opposites. In the fight with Sukuna versus Yorozu, that was the most blatant battle that featured the theme of love. Yorozu failed at trying to teach Sukuna about real love and the power that can come with it. Will Yuta be the one to show Sukuna that the power of love can actually lead to reaching heights similar to Sukuna? Let's just hope this doesn't sound kind of cheesy. And then you got that ace hidden in the hole, which is Maki. Maki, 9 times out of 10, is probably going to be with Yuta wherever this battle goes, so I'm guessing she is hidden somewhere. We know that she's best going to be used as a sneak attack. I think being able to sneak attack Sukuna at some point is going to be handy. The only problem is I don't think she'll be able to use the soul sword at this point because of the fact that they're still trying to save Megami. So the option of actually being able to sneak him with that weapon probably not going to work. But the manpower that will be Maki is always going to be beneficial. Maybe she'll be able to, at least with the sword, stun Sukuna for a little bit. Maybe they could free Megami with whatever plan Yuji had in store in case the Executioner sword didn't work. Maybe that's where the soul swapping comes into play, and then the tides will really turn from there. I think that's the best case that Maki comes in. Other than that, I'm not really sure wherever she would go, because I kind of don't want her to interfere with Akari versus Urama, because I don't think that would really be necessary. I'm interested to see how this takes place and how this is going to go down. I'm honestly expecting Sukuna to use the Fuga. I know I predicted this and damn near every fight he's been in, but this one feels like the one, because this, with Yuta entering this battle, the battlefield with Sukuna on it is definitely starting to lean a little bit more towards our side in terms of power. So I wouldn't be surprised if that happened. I also seen people talk about the editor. One of them was raving about the upcoming chapters, and the one that's going to be coming out after break is the one that he was shocked about the most, I believe. I don't really know exactly what his definition of shocked is. Some people are expecting a death or whatever the case may be. It might be something so small or minuscule we won't even really bother that much with it. But I've seen some people say that maybe Sukuna eats Yuta or Rika. That'd be pretty wild. I'm actually all for that. But in due time, we will see. I'll let y'all in the next one. Peace.